All right, what's up, my brothers? In this video, we're going to be answering the question, am I the a-hole for asking my girlfriend to stop posting thirst traps when she's in a relationship with me? Let's read this guy's specific questions. He's a 25-year-old male, been dating his girlfriend, who's a year younger, for 10 months. She is very active on Instagram and TikTok. Lately, she's been posting a lot of revealing pics, bikini shots, bedroom mirror selfies in lingerie, suggestive dances. You get the idea. I asked her calmly if she could tone it down a bit, not stop posting completely, but just maybe post stuff that doesn't look like it's begging for male attention. Her response was immediate. I do this for me. If you have a problem with it, that's your insecurity, not mine. She even made a story post after that conversation saying something like, if your man can't handle your glow up, he's not your man. Subtle, right? I get wanting to feel confident, but why post that kind of content if you're in a committed relationship? She says that I'm being controlling, but I feel like I just ask for basic respect. Now remember, this is a lately question. I posted this on my Twitter feed and I said lately tells you everything you need to know about her getting ready to monkey branch. So let's address this question in this video, because it's a common mistake a lot of guys make in long-term relationships, is basically allowing bad behavior. You know, I often talk to my private coaching clients about the notion of you get out of life what you tolerate. You tolerate bad behavior, you're basically encouraging more of it. And guys are gluttons for punishment when it comes to this kind of stuff. They just love co-signing and condoning horrible behavior that leads to problems later on down the road in the relationship. Basically, like, it boils down to this. If she's going to ask for your commitment and want you to abandon other options when it comes to dating, i.e. other women, because she wants to quote-unquote claim you, then you have a responsibility to this relationship. You're going to have a responsibility when the bill comes. Got to bust out that credit card. It's got to work, right? You got to look like you know what you're doing in life. You can't be an incompetent fool. Last thing she wants to see is the charge machine going through with the waitress and she's like, oh, your card's been declined, sir. So men, as a function of being men and being masculine, have a number of responsibilities in a relationship to the woman that they love, which in my opinion means that there should be a level of authority that comes with that commitment that you're giving to her. The amount that you want to claim is up to you, but I think that on a balance of probabilities, the vast majority of men don't take enough authority in a relationship. They just kind of like loosey-goosey lollygag through it and kick their feet up and just sort of like hope for the best, which is where most guys get in situations like this, where 10 months down the road, they're going on a forum like Reddit and saying, am I the asshole because I'm asking my gal to stop posting salacious and provocative photographs? And we're not just talking about like a little bit of skin. He explicitly stated that she's taking bedroom mirror selfies and sexy lingerie. That's not how taken women behave. Girlfriends with boyfriends do not post provocative, public, sexy photos on social media like Instagram or TikTok, because the only point of it is to garner attention. It's been said many a times, and I'll repeat it, that attention is the coin of the realm when it comes to girl world. They love attention. And sometimes the attention that you give them, guys, it ain't enough. Sometimes they want to get it from multiple sources, even in a committed relationship. Look, if you're going to abandon all your optionality, which is what most guys do when it comes to a long-term relationship, there's very few guys that are just like, oh, sure, you know, you can claim me, but just understand you're only going to get like 99% of my sexual exclusivity. I might exercise some Very few guys do that. So the vast majority of the benefits that you enjoy as a single guy, you completely abandon. You're just like, no, I'm not going to see other women anymore. It's you and only you. And then all of a sudden, 10 months down the road, now all of a sudden she's posting sexy and provocative and salacious photographs. And when you say something about it, she makes a disparaging statement, or she responds very unkind. Oh, you're controlling. Why are you so insecure? I'm not doing it for attention. I'm doing this for me. Bullshit. You're doing it for attention. If you're doing it for you, then you would just take the photograph and keep it. You might send it to your boyfriend or your husband and say, hey, what do you think of this new lingerie? Should I keep it or should I return it? But a woman that is seeking the attention and validation of the public will post it in a public forum, on Instagram, on TikTok, doesn't matter, in a public forum. Now, look, Are there some exceptions? Of course. You know, you guys are going to be like, but there's some exceptions to the rule, Rich. Maybe. Let's say you own a bikini clothing line or something like that, for example. You might run a business Instagram page and have to post photographs of your new lineup. Maybe you model them yourself if you're a chick. Maybe you hire models and you post it in the feed. But either way, it's a business, and let's hope that business is making real life-changing money. But if your life is working as the nail salon clerk or a cashier at checkout at the grocery store, ladies, you have no business posting provocative photographs, even in a relationship or not, online. It's lowbrow, it's low class. That's not what good women do. Good women preserve their value. And the more you showcase your beauty to the public, the lower your value. I mean, that's all that it boils down to, right? And I've said this many times before, that there's no married man who wakes up in the morning beside his wife after 5 years and thinks to himself, you know, gee, I wish my wife had posted a few hundred more provocative photographs in sexy lingerie in her bedroom mirror on Instagram. There's no guy that thinks to himself, you know, I wish my wife had banged like 50 more guys before we got married. That would just make my relationship better. Men want a woman that is theirs. And ladies, if you're watching this, you're not committed to a guy if you're posting provocative photography on social media. The only purpose for you doing that, it's not for you. We all know that's not true. The only purpose to do that is to garner likes and comments and DMs from the public. And some of that public might be men. In fact, the vast majority of it will be men. And some of the men in the public will be guys that you might be interested in. So if you've asked for a man's commitment 10 months ago and said, hey, I don't want to share you, I want to make you mine, what are we? Where do we stand? Or something to that degree. And then 10 months later, you're posting bikini pictures and lingerie photographs. You're basically telling this guy that he's not good enough and that you're getting ready to bust a move to the next guy to monkey branch out. I've talked about monkey branching before. Women move very quickly from guy to guy, and they usually don't wait till the relationship ends before they monkey branch to the next guy. You notice how I said lately when I opened this up earlier. She's only been doing this lately because she's not about the relationship anymore. She's also disrespecting him. I'm going to put a card up on the top right about disrespect and managing female disrespect. You should watch that video afterwards. But she's also expressing disrespect or contempt for him. And again, contempt is a clock that ticks down to the end of the relationship. This relationship is ending. Guys, if you let things get to this point, you're not the ass. You really aren't. You're going to be called the ass. You're going to be told that you're insecure. You're going to be told that, why are you so controlling? My friend Becky does it, and her boyfriend Paul, blah, 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 says this about it, or he's happy that she does it. Look, none of that matters, because the grim reality of all of this is that she is doing it because she's getting ready to get out of the relationship. And you as a guy, if you see signs and signals of this, you need to say something about it. And if the behavior doesn't correct itself, then you need to get out, because you're going to be in for a world of trouble and hurt if you just sit back and let her to continue that behavior. Because what you're going to get one day is a text message or a phone call or a we need to talk, and she's going to do the I love you, but I'm not in love with you and I'm moving on sort of thing. And you're going to be sitting there going, oh, what happened? I don't understand. And then you start Googling for videos, how to get my ex back, why did she break up with me, or some version of that. And it's because you suck as a guy, because you're not paying attention to these signs and signals. If you're attentive to your woman's behavior, how she holds herself out on social media and the public, and how she treats you when you set boundaries, then you will be very well calibrated to what she's about and how much of your vibe she actually digs, if I can put it that way. A woman that loves a man makes it very easy to be in a relationship with him. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. If she truly loves you and respects you, she makes it very easy to be in a relationship with her. She doesn't argue with you. She doesn't call you controlling when you're asking for something reasonable, like don't post hoe photographs on social media for the world to see. It just doesn't make sense, right? No man wants that. So if you're a guy, you've heard the cold hard truth. If you're a gal and you truly love the man, listen to him, respect him, and follow his guidance and his lead when he sets some boundaries. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a situation, ladies, where you just got nothing and you can't lock down or keep a guy anymore because you don't know how to behave in a long-term relationship. Simple as that. Guys, if you want to learn all the ins and outs of everything I wish I knew when I was a young man in my 20s, join the School of Unplugging. It's less than $50 a month. Below in the top pinned comment, there's a link to the school and a bunch of other useful links that you should definitely check out, like my book, or if you want to book me for coaching. We'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.